We're starting to lose convoys. My escorts are not as effective as they should be. Izmir is about to fall. Ah! Surrounded, finally.
Listen up!
How are my poor commandos doing? Great. How did those troops manage to land? Your ships did nothing. We probably just don't have enough convoy raiding over here. Because my submarines are getting rather beaten up. Oh no, they still exist. I guess we just didn't spot them. We could probably do with some more convoy raiders. Probably some light cruisers or some destroyers and just convoy raider orders. Although you would have thought that the American submarines would have caught them. Right, once this is down to just Berserk and Tunis, they're not going to be able to recover any organisation. The attack should be unrelenting and unceasing. We do have quite a few troops here. Even if not initially successful, we will wear them down. And they do not have a lot of organisation left. No, I suspect it's the fact that we don't have enough convoy raiding. We have everything spotted, and my spotting ships are pretty good. But spotting is primarily for finding enemy warships, not transports. Convoy raiding is for transports. Alright, Tunis is going to fall soon. Berserk, I think, has already fallen. And this is going to be a hell of a loss for the Axis. Our first victory! Yes! Ah, this has been a long time coming. Berserk's fallen. Slowly wearing them down. This bloody Italian unit. Crazy amount of defense. Here we go. Boom. And they did try to escape, and the Chilean fleet caught a couple of them. Oh man. At last. Right, so you are now going to become a garrison force. And you're going to be responsible with protecting North Africa from Italian naval invasion. Or hell, even Japanese naval invasion. Something like that. You need 18 divisions for that. You currently have 13. Good luck! And we may as well replace the general here, because Auchinleck is really, really good. We will leave Bort in charge of the garrison army.
Ready to move! Listen up!
And we could bring Auchinleck here instead of Dempsey. He does have the supply consumption. Which is what Dempsey's been... Well, he hasn't been struggling with supply so much. Lisa's doing quite well. How are we doing in Asia?
Ready, sir!
Not yet managed to kill you, which is a bit weird. Now we have.
Ready!
Let's do that. Oh, you don't have any orders right now.
Ready, sir!
Let's see what the problem is. Where's the rest of your forces?
Yes, sir!
Oh no, there are 24 divisions assigned to this. Harold Alexander, are you the right one for this? I think you are. We're just getting some pretty hefty supply issue. Oh no, it's mostly because it's just very hot. But these are small units, so losing a bit of attrition on those doesn't matter as much. We do need to do something about this lot as well, so this should be relatively easy to clean up.
Listen up.
To the extent where I'm going to grab half of you, and we're going to do just that. I'm just going to clear this out.
Commands.
The hell has happened here? Oh, one of you morons must have got adjacency to the Soviets, then got me completely cut off.
Listen up.
Crap.
Listen up. Let them have it.
Alright, so we are going to need to train more Indian garrison forces, clearly. Where are they? Oh, it's these guys. Let's get another 24. I do not trust the Soviet front. And that is going to require a lot more guns. At least we have the manpower for it. Right. Let's take a little bit off of some of the other tracks and start producing guns. Because we are very, very short on those.
Ready to move.
And that is no longer the front that matters. This is.
Ready, sir. Move out.
Oops.
Fall in.
Relying on these 3 American units, which aren't even guarding every spot that I need them to guard.
Orders. Fall in. Ready, sir. Attention. Under fire. Ready. Ready.
Meanwhile, how are things going over here? I mean, we're holding them up, we're causing casualties. This is basically just a waiting game now until Germany declares war on the Soviets. Because we are fighting the Soviets in a lot of places where there's just going to be lots and lots of attrition dealt.
Ready to move.
Unfortunately, Richard O'Connor's forces are going to take some losses because of that stupidity.
Listen up. Fall in. Orders. Ready to move. Listen up.
Stop. Don't attack that.
Orders.
Just stay there. Guard it. You're all good. Another focus. Right, let's start doing some of the American speeches. Have nothing to offer but blood, toil, tears, and sweat. You ask, what is our policy? I will say it is to wage war by sea, land, and air, with all of our might and with all the strength that God can give us to wage war against a monstrous tyranny never surpassed in the dark and lamentable catalogue of human crime. That is our policy. You ask what is our aim? I can answer in one word. Victory. Victory at all costs. Victory in spite of all the terror. Victory, however long and hard the road may be. For without victory, there is no survival. And let's also hold the beaches. We shall go on to the end. We shall fight in France. We shall fight on the seas and on the oceans. We shall fight with growing confidence and growing strength in the air. We shall defend our island, whatever the cost may be. We shall fight on the beaches. We shall fight on the landing grounds. We shall fight in the fields and in the streets. We shall fight in the hills. We shall never surrender.
Ready to move.
Ooh.
Orders.
2 attacks I gone. That unit's almost dead. That should be a fairly easy victory, actually, because they keep on trying to ship in more troops, and we cannot be having that. Unacceptable!
Attention. Ready, sir. Move out.
We shall never surrender our sovereign or our tea. Or our sovereignty. Should probably double check the strike fleets now that the ridiculous number of encounters in the Mediterranean seem to have slowed somewhat. Because there are quite a few of you that could definitely do with a bit of a touching up. Do. And this fleet seems actually to be completely fine. They've only had engagements with submarines, I think. And the recons, who are all super elite, having sunk a bunch of submarines. Yeah, they have. Interesting. Yeah, weaponry production is just a thing that needs to step up over time. Like, I have the factories assigned to it now, it just needs to build up the efficiency. Huzzah! And getting more lend-leases will definitely help with that. Meanwhile, the Soviets launching an all-out offensive down here. We do seem to be doing a pretty good job of holding. We could send the commandos up there. You know what? That would be a good way of getting them some experience. And Dempsey as well. Until I can get them a better job. Let me have these multi-unit ones. I'm going to set you lot. I was going to say down here, but I'm not sure I actually should. Oh, no. Put you here. Take this pocket out before it causes us more problems. Depth charge mortar. Cool. Start working on the new battleship now, and then we'll have the 100% bonus for the 40 and 44 versions. Get a couple more shocks. We shall do so. Right, the other thing I wanted to do was create a new destroyer. The Mark III. So this is going to be the Mark III Escort, and we shall call it the call sign Slinky. Now, you are going to have radar. Basic torpedoes. Good sonar. Good anti-sub. AA. Guns. And then these are going to be screening escorts, which is the crab. Now, do I want to give you more depth charges? I don't think I do. Nah. We've been very good at sinking submarines as it is. I'm not even sure that they need radar. How much is it? 140 production. No radar. I don't think you even need torpedoes. These are, again, escorts. Their job is to kill submarines. I don't want them being too expensive. They need to be quick. 41 knots. Definitely quick. They need to have decent AA. They need to have some kind of surface gun. And then they need to have good anti-sub. They have sonar already. Call sign Slinkies. These are good. So we'll build one more each of those, and then call that done. So those are screens, not E's. Alright, then the screens. Screens are a different beast, and we will go ahead and design those now as well. We use this as a base. And the escorts are going to be called Vasco's. Vasco Escort. They are still going to have bombs. These are going to have radar. These are definitely going to have torpedoes. And I think a second gun. Because these are going to be anti-screen ships, basically. Their sub-detection is almost as good with Radar 3. Yeah, maybe. Okay. You've persuaded me. Oops, you're meant to be S, not E. Okay.
Attention!
Please take the train, guys. Thank you. Now, we are putting more and more troops to fighting over here, so I feel like we need to up this infrastructure. I want that as a matter of priority, please. We already have the air bases there. Good. And we actually have air superiority here. Magnificent. There's the battleship focus. And upgraded in ammunition. Now we're going to wait until 42 and we're going to go straight for the next gun type. And then we're going to expand the repair yards. Though our navy is among the world's largest, we must also have the means to quickly repair our ships should they incur battle damage, or enemies may wear us down through attrition. Expanding our repair yards would not only achieve this, but also enable us to refit some of the older models in a more timely manner. But nobody wants to use British Rail. To be fair, I don't blame them. Greeks are actually pushing out more. Yes, they are. There's a lot of Americans here supporting, and Mexicans. Taking a bit of attrition. It's a good distraction. I'll give him that. Oh, he can actually have more than 500 experience now. I like that change. That's a good change. The Soviets have launched another all-out attack. Suddenly I've lost 200,000 men more than last time I checked. Probably in India. Hey, I'm now second in casualties inflicted. The majority of my losses have been against Germany, not Japan. Yeah, those guys are as good as dead. We really need to get the Indian Corps up and running as soon as possible. Coup in Romania, as dissatisfaction with the country's leadership has risen to dangerous levels in Romania. Prince Michael has now instigated a coup with the aid of substantial elements of the military. That Turkish front is going to be a bloodbath. Yeah, it is, which is why I have no real interest in pushing it right now. I'm mostly just sending the commandos over here to provide a bit more support, because these guys should hit pretty hard. They're just lacking a lot of their support gear. Manpower wise they're at full. Yeah, they are. And guns. They need a lot of guns. But we've had our major victory, which was taking over North Africa. Sending a lot of planes right now. The other thing that I would quite like to do is set up 24 of these to actually defend the British Isles. Because right now I don't have anybody doing that. Alright, so we just have a lot of stuff that we need. So we do have these guys here, but these are not destined for garrison duty. They're destined for something more. Alright, commandos are almost on the front line. That should be a fairly significant beefing up of our forces here. So it's now our foreign fighters and the commandos.
Ready to move.
Where are you lot again? Oh yeah, you're down here.
Listen up.
And honestly, please just go.
Ready.
Germans are really ramping up their bombing efforts. Not doing a huge amount of damage with it, but it's happening. And this is annoying to me. How's my radar coverage? Oh, bloody hell. I would say that we have fairly significant radar coverage over the UK now. Acceptable. For sure. Now I just need to get more fighters in the air. What did we just research? Oh, fuel refining. Cool. Now we're suffering supply issues because the commando units are quite heavy. Yeah, we just need more supply in this northern region. That's fine. I mean, we are working on that. Let's upgrade these all to level 6s. Make sure that it can accommodate. We're working on it, so it'll happen. Oh, the Germans trying to get Calais. They've already got Calais. I'd love it if there was a way to have a proper three-way war going down in this game. There should be, because the Soviets are not allied to Germany, they're just in the same war against us. But Germany can still absolutely declare war on the Soviets. I was wondering if there's a ship with a high surface detection in the task force. Do other ships also require high surface detection at all? No. Although what's generally a better idea is to have a task force specifically for detection. So that's why I have these fleets with light cruisers, because light cruisers are the best surface detectors. And then they are functioning in the same sea zones as the surface fighters. So these are my actual war fleets. The recon fleets will detect our enemy and then summon this guy in. So basically you have people on patrol mission and then you have people on strike force. The patrols will call in the strike forces as soon as they've spotted something. If you upgrade the radar on the south of England to get more coverage over France, which will be useful in future operations. You're not wrong. I mean, I fully intend to keep upgrading. Ooh, sank a battleship, nice. I fully intend to continue upgrading all of that. Right now, my concern is India.
Listen up.
Because I need to get that front fortified.
Ready, sir.
And I want to do it with your own dedicated commander, I think. Right, I could do some more extraction campaigns, and I think I will. French and Poles. They're the ones with the highest populations. Polish extraction. I love the fact that these cost telephones. Oh, we could do Turkish extraction too. You know what? Turkish and French. And what we could also do is expatriate donations from Free France, because that would also give them an extra military factory. There's our medium tank. Oh, and it's January now. Right. So, first of all, new guns, gun upgrades. And then research. So we could now establish medium tank divisions, though I think I'm going to wait on that until we've actually overcome our deficits. Yeah, I think that's probably the best idea. Help Yugoslavia, please. I need to help India first. Ooh, the Soviets are doing one hell of an attack on us right now. Really starting to push. What's there? Don't counterattack, please. Again, don't counterattack. Just hold what we've got. Why are these only 40 combat width? They've reduced the base combat width.